Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and I'm joined once again by Maryland.
Hi, gamers.
All right, so last episode we had some interesting things happen. We had Ashdod completely bail on the coalition against Pelagia without doing anything, and
But we only found that out from other people. He didn't
right,
tell
he
us.
he never sends us messages, and then he finally sent us a message and didn't even mention it.
That's right.
One of the things that's possible, and this happens some of the time, is like people will say they're conceptually in, like, oh yeah, like I'm in, like let's take down Pelagia or something, right? And they kind of get counted as part of the coalition, but they've never really given firm commitments, like I'm going to attack and take this much, like this will be the land I'm going to get, or like I've ended my
Yeah,
map with them.
yeah, that's a good giveaway. Like if they show you the moves they're going to make, or I'll act on this turn or
Right.
whatever. But if it's just a vague, yeah, I support your concept. Yeah,
Yeah. So it could have been
people
that
bailing.
those like the coalition were counting him in, and he hadn't really committed very much. It could also be he just bailed on him.
It could be either.
Yeah. The thing though that was surprising to me, and I think you found it surprising too, was that it looks like it made a lot of sense for him to fight. Like there was so much land he could have taken.
It sure seemed to me
Yeah.
that he had the best chance to get gains off Pelagia for the least cost.
Right.
Alm was clearly going to be punished for any gains he attempted to make. And Vanheim, well, we'll see it when we look at the borders, and obviously Pangaea, it's just a continuous back and forth while they try to destroy each other's massive armies and try not to get those armies destroyed. And Alm, he's just trying to
Yeah. I was trying to get ports down.
maybe
All,
he is, and he's trying to raid and I think demonstrate that he's a participant so that his partners don't say, "Hey, you're not really working at it. We're just going to kill you."
yeah.
I think that might be part of his motivation.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Ulm chooses to do, because I think Ulm is not in a good position to play Whipping Boy. If you're in like position 1 or 2, like, okay, if you're in position 2 and people want to go on position 1, you can kind of play Whipping Boy, like maybe be in an unprofitable war, but you're eroded because other people are fighting position 1. You're eroding them a little faster than you're getting eroded. Like you can kind of do that, but if you're like,
That's one thing I hate about coalitions is when you are one of the smaller members and you take the beating
yeah,
and gain nothing.
right. That's exactly it. That's kind of like the position Ulm's in right now. Like
It is.
he's like being the Whipping Boy as a lesser party in a coalition is pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, you get little, and
Yeah.
unless somebody's funneling gold and gems at you for you to compensate for
Right.
it.
Right. Which actually I usually don't do, but I'm actually doing in one game right now, which is it's actually kind of funny, but it's kind of working. It's a bounty system. The thing I've come up with that kind of works is a bounty system based on mages killed. And I'm paying somebody
Oh,
2
okay.
gems for each mage they kill, which is kind of a lot when you think about
Oh,
it.
okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but,
Well, that's an interesting
yeah.
idea. Like I've tried recently to try to prop up somebody to keep them alive long enough so they tie up an enemy.
Yeah.
But that hasn't worked all that well because you can't script for them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I don't think
if they're no good
if
at
they're
it,
already
then
losing, it's. I think you can buy assets off them, but I think feeding money, like it's like a ship sinking. You don't want to put your cargo on that ship. Your cargo is better on your ship.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I haven't had great success with
Yeah.
trying to prop up a weak ally
Yeah.
too much.
Right.
Like, if possible, I'll go raid their territory to help them out. Like, well, you did in Lernian, right?
Right.
You
Yeah.
came and blocked
Yeah.
For us,
Right.
which meant they either had to declare on war on you.
Well, people,
Or
this is
you
going to
at
go up
least-
before Lernian does probably. So people, they're not going to know about that. Maybe.
Oh,
Well, we don't know. We don't
oh.
know. This will go up. It depends how fast the tournament
No,
goes.
no.
but yeah.
I think the part of my part of learning on where you did that, other people have already posted.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Sai and Sakane have already posted that stuff. So I don't think I'm.
I don't think they
that
have.
was
I
only
think they've
2020.
stopped.
Yeah, but they got.
No, they haven't
I
gotten
think-
to where you got mulched yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
think
then,
so.
all right. That would be a spoiler, so I'll shut up.
All right, so let's. Okay, I want to say one more thing, and we'll get to the messages, which is, so Ulm is kind of taking a bit of a beating, but it was kind of a chill turn. Pangaea and Sai's gonna. Arco's going to reference this in the message. Pangaea had tried to storm that underwater fort, and he had a bunch of sea trolls and maybe a few storm demons, and he had some buffs. But
yeah, it was sea trolls and a pan.
Yeah, and
it was fairly lightweight.
It was fairly lightweight. But what we saw is actually the typical late game or mid game underwater bullshit, which is you put Shark Attack up, which Arco did. And you have stuff that clogs the gate, which he did, which is like his Knights of the Deep. And you can't get through it. You just can't get through it. And he just sat there and peppered them with evocations from behind, and then they ran.
And that was the thing we noticed, that his ethereal ghosts failed to go through the wall. Instead, they went at the gate. And the only thing I could think was that he had them on attack closest.
Yeah. And so this is a message from Pelagia, and so 75 is that province, that lake. He says, way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory last turn at 75. And so that's making a kind of a little funny punt at Sai for misplaying.
Right.
And I wonder if he was referring to the ghost thing. Given it's Arco saying this, it's more likely that there was some other clever move that Sai could have done that we didn't even see, that would have won the battle. Okay. At least we defended 35 against Ulm despite 3 earth attacks and a flames from the sky.
Okay, so Ulm is using his flames from the sky. He said he could. Yeah. He said he could afford a lot of them.
35. Wait, what?
Oh.
Wait, this doesn't even look familiar. What was Ulm doing here?
Just a cheap raid.
Yeah, well, so he raided this turn, and okay, I don't remember exactly what Ulm had here, but he got repelled last turn. This turn he attacks, and he's successful against some dudes patrolling, but Pelagia went and cast Wizard Tower here.
Aha.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Pelagia is countering the Wizard Tower spam with his own Wizard Tower spam.
Yes. And he moved some Sylphs over here with an Amber Clan Mage, killed some PD. These are a great mercenary in the late game, too. You can get a lot of mileage out of them. Ulm coming over here with the solo Mastersmith. What on earth is this guy doing?
Oh, he's just suiciding.
Why?
He was badly horror marked.
Well, I mean, it's astral corruption, though. I mean, all your dudes are going to get horror marked.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was probing, or that guy had an affliction and a horror mark.
I don't know.
So
it wasn't disease. He had his magic paths, but yeah, maybe.
Well, maybe a misclick.
Could have also been that there were some dudes on this fort that maybe got assassinated or something that were going to join him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe a Black Lord or...
Okay. We've got a white mage here. Is this the same one? Somebody was saying... So I didn't know how they got a white mage.
Why the hell did it...
Somebody was saying this was probably the Troll Tribe. And if you summon Troll Tribe, you're always going to get a Death Nature Mage. And you can transform and twice-born them to get a big white mage like this. So...
Okay, well, maybe that's what that is. But what I'm wondering is, why did it cast a gem spell?
By a white mage. I think this must be, Sunslayer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. I was thinking, why did it use gems?
That's a reasonably scary army. And nothing... I think Arco's looking... to mobilize troops to come and take this. And one of the things that they had talked about a little bit And it's something I've honestly never seen done in a game. And we can see it here a fair amount. There's flagellants everywhere. Now, you can get flagellants from an event, which is, if I saw these in a game, that's what I would think it was. But there's also a spell.
Yes, Imprint Souls makes a few. Very few.
Right.
Like, we ran a test a couple days ago. It was brought up in the duels. Because I didn't think that you could get flagellants from that spell. And I think you get 15% of what you get are flagellants. The rest are the madmen with fish.
Okay.
So it's a very expensive way to make flagellants.
I think if you stack pin, you have a better shot. But, yeah.
You make more. But the ratio of flagellants, I think Loggy posted, I have it somewhere. He posted the math, and it's 15 or 20% of them are flagellants, no matter what.
Okay.
And you're kind of up in the max of 100 of them, kind of, I think, no matter how much your penetration, something in those numbers. So the madmen are garbage. They carry a cod.
Right.
And no thing. The flagellants are not bad, but that's an awfully expensive way to create flagellants.
Well, I can't remember. I think he was saying why he did this before. I'm trying to find somebody who's a priest. I want to see his blessing. Okay, here's a priest. I'm trying to figure out why he would do it. He doesn't have a super hard bless, if I recall, but I don't remember exactly what it was. So it's magic weapons. It's a way to get magic weapons troops. Strength and defense. This isn't bad for flagellants.
Strength is not terribly good, but defense, but strength is good.
Yeah, strength and magic weapons.
Magic weapons is fine.
Yeah, okay. I guess it makes some sense.
I guess if you've got ungodly amounts of pearls, which maybe he does,
yeah,
it's an odd choice. We were also discussing, how many summon spells are there in the game that generate sacreds that are generic?
Yeah.
And there's very few.
Yeah,
there's
very,
Sacred
very
Magi.
Few. Yeah, there's like the Mound King. The Mound Fiend and
yeah. But those are Magi, not
Bishop
troops.
Fish. Yeah, I can't think of any sacred troops that you can summon except for this.
Just the flagellants were the only ones we could come up with. Somebody could dig a little further in it, and maybe there's some others, but it's a rare thing.
But I'll tell you, when you play a game against Darko, you will often see him doing things you've never seen anybody else do. And because I was playing with Arco before everybody knew he was really good. And I knew he was really good. And he was doing these weird things. And at first, when you just play with people, you're like, oh, they're just experimenting or doing weird things. I'm like, yeah, he is experimenting and doing weird things. But he's doing them not for the sake of it. He's doing it because he thinks it's good. So I'm going to be really interested to see how he uses these flagellants. Because he's not doing this to be creative. He's doing this because he thinks it's a good use of gems.
Yeah. Well, and he does the math.
Yeah.
He does the analysis behind every move he makes. And that takes a great deal of time, but he plays few games.
Right.
So, and he doesn't, spend tons of time like we do making videos or all that other crazy stuff.
So this is going to be really interesting. He's gotten a lot of flagellants, though. I don't know. We probably haven't been looking at it regularly, so it's probably been creeping up the past couple of turns. But I want to say at least 5 turns ago, there were none.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's probably 80 in each province.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of flagellants. Okay.
All right, so over here, Ulm is attacking again. It's a small little force.
Oh. Yeah. And he bumps a big force.
Yeah. And
and he was big enough to generate gem use, it looks like. Yeah. I still haven't really understood the new gem use rules. They're kind of confusing.
Yeah.
There's that comparative army size, which the math, Loggy posted the math, but
I think that
it's not a really easy read or a really easy understanding.
Yeah. I think there's a few important things, like there's a threshold for the gems you need to bring, and then one of the important details is it also matters whether you have any means of returning. If you're doing anything to return to basically, which is one of the traditional kind of classic gem bait moves, then it increases the threshold. So
yeah, well, the one that caught me off guard was your guy's burning gems to kill PD, because I didn't think it would ever trigger gems against just PD, but it can.
Oh yeah, it certainly can. Because if you send a mage to just summon an air elemental, you want him to summon the air elemental, So
You sure do. Yeah.
Okay, so this wasn't the. This is a pretty low commitment for Ulm, but still, it is 4 mages. One of them's cap only.
Mm-hmm.
Ulm definitely playing a bit of the whipping boy, and last turn it looked more fine. Just in the sense that Pelagia is distracted. There's still some land for Ulm to fort up. What it's looking like this turn is Pelagia is like, oh, you're going to build forts. I'm going to build cave grubs and summon a bunch of chaff. And my armies are moving out. And it's looking like he's going to take these forts. Like Ulm's...
Didn't you say last turn you thought Pelagia wouldn't bother counterattacking Ulm? Just counter raid a little?
No, I don't think I said that. I think last episode I was commenting Pelagia had previously said land is for resource extraction, and I was saying last episode doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to fight tooth and nail for every single bit of land he's got, which is also classic Arco. Arco doesn't give up shit for free.
Sure, that's sure what this looks like. He's saying,
and I wouldn't expect him to give up shit for free. I don't give up shit for free unless it is negotiated. But, okay. And he's raiding here with just the smallest little squad. It's a few mages. Also, I think the thing to keep in mind, too, here is Arco is about done. Either he's done this turn or done a turn or two with research. So,
he flatlined.
Yeah. So these mages, having mages sit around, people get so used to it. And dominions, it's always like when research is over and you actually have to use all your mages. I'm like, what?
Oh, can you pause for a sec? Yeah. I just gotta.
Okay, and we're back. So tiny little budget raiding squad with elementals, and I think these are real troops. This could be PD. I think.
Right?
Oh no, it's PD. Okay.
No, it's just PD. And on top of a fort, so he's not trying to crack that fort.
Yeah.
But he has cut off 2, not very big, but 2 Ulmish armies.
Yeah.
When he moved that army onto the fort there in the wasteland.
Ulm has really lost the initiative in this theater of war.
No, he has, yeah.
One of the things when you're doing raiding, there's a lot of reasons to raid. But one of the main ones is jamming up the other person's logistics. Ulm has lost freedom of there's we've talked a lot about freedom of action. One of the things Ulm doesn't have, Ulm can't move troops around now. There's too much stuff. No. Forts under siege. He these armies are all stranded. They're stuck out in the jungle.
Yeah. Or that other word you used and was the one I was trying to remember, agency, in a military aspect.
So let's make sure we get all the battles here. I think we've seen all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the weird one was the one little master smith, but
yeah.
So he's still using Iron Angels, but they could be ones he got a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're iffy.
Yeah. The interesting thing, too, is a lot of Dominions is kind of like a dance. You can do a low commitment thing, but that'll get beaten by a medium commitment thing, but that'll get beaten by a high commitment thing. And Arco's just brought, whenever Ulm did high commitment, Arco did, super high commitment with Master and Slave and all the things you remember he brought. Mm-hmm. But Arco's not running around with those super high commitment things, all with his chest puffed out. It's he used them, and now he's switched to low or medium commitment, and this was a high commitment, but not super high commitment. So it's just Arco's always because the problem is if you roll around with your super high commitment thing, it could get killed, right? So he's only using it when he needs to. It's really good play.
Yeah, it's Well, see, and in most games, that army you just looked at would be considered very high commitment.
Yeah.
But for Arco at this point, that's only medium.
Yeah, this is medium right now.
Which is kind of funny. Because that's a pretty powerful late game army normally.
Yeah. So down in the poke war between Pelagia and Pangaea, we have yet another poke. Pelagia making sure people are here. This fort is not cracked.
I'm gonna note something on that throne. I think that got hit pretty hard because I thought that army was quite a bit bigger last turn. The Pangaea
I don't think so, actually.
But
this is
no.
Pan has a big army. Excuse me, here obviously, but he's been loath to put too much in one spot because he doesn't want to get it flamed from the sky.
He said he's willing to sacrifice maenads for that. Unlimited numbers of maenads.
Right, but he doesn't want to sacrifice his storm demons or his white centaur.
No.
But he's got them here. He's planning on going in.
Oh, there's that. There's the famous Anuki that he charmed.
Oh yeah, the PNS broadcasting station. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got demon knights here. Oh, were these actual attacks? Okay, so yeah, and then these are the okay. Wow, this kind of is cool.
He got that one with a single Hierophant. Okay, so
this was a big boy regen.
Yeah. So he's got his he's got this figured out how to deal with those Ghost Riders pretty well. He came close.
He came real close. He kind of needed Temper Flesh for if a big lance charge gets through.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So he's somewhat neutered those Ghost Rider raids.
Yeah. So not a lot of action here.
The water. Oh, but in the pond at number 60, wasn't it? Where he's doing his various testing. Oh,
this
okay.
One,
so he didn't put another army there.
Yeah, I think he's given up for now.
No. Yeah. Because he did say he was using that as a test bed to try out different methods.
Yeah, I think some of this too. I think Ashdod backing out of this coalition has given Pelagia the confidence to go much more on the aggressive against Ulm. And so I think his plan...
Oh, that's a good point.
He didn't say it to us, but I think his plan is to just stay at war with Pangaea to poke him so that Pangaea doesn't go eat somebody else and win the game. And I think he's thinking, I'm going to actually go start conquering Ulm proper. I think that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, kind of how it looks. I mean, we'd have to jump back and see if troops have mobilized from his core centers towards Ulm. But
and Ashdod is still showing a very heavy bias of troops on this front.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got a couple of battles where he just caught scouts. Other than that, next to nothing.
Yeah.
No, he's just sitting there.
But his stuff is over here. Like I don't know. You know, he's needed to catch up in research. Let's take a look real quick. We looked at these graphs last turn, so we won't spend much time on it. But
his slope is increasing.
Yeah, he's got all the research he needs now. I think he needs to make plays. So we'll see.
Yeah, but we just don't know what his next play is.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, he could go finish off Uruk and get that extra fort.
Yeah, that seems like a freebie.
We know that's quite a bit of gems there.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a couple nice provinces too. Oh, wait, he already has this one.
Yeah, it's just the one. Well, somebody went into the pond, Pelagia's pond there was something.
Both these forts were sieged a minute ago and they kicked them.
That's right. Yeah, no, you already looked at that. Sorry.
So
there's a lot going on, but
it's kind of a cold war.
If you look at the messages, yeah, the number of battles this turn was not very high. So
all right. Well,
okay.
I guess we'll just tune back in next episode and see what happens.
Okay.
All right, see you guys.
Bye, guys.